Hello, and welcome back to Picks and Portraits. Welcome back to Future Tunes. For those unfamiliar with Future Tunes, this is where we explore the intersection of retrofuturism and animation by looking at past depictions of the future seen in cartoons. Today, we will be heading back to the future of the 1990s and early 2000s with a look at early computer animated futures. This is a sort of crossover, I guess, with our brief history of computer animation. We are not going to be totally exhaustive here. Things we've covered before, like Reboot and Brilliance, so we will be leaning more towards the obscure. Absolutely, this is my jam. Very excited to get into this. Before we dive in though, this and every video on this channel was made possible by our patrons over at patreon.com/picksandportraits. We do not run ads, we are 100% viewer supported, and in exchange offer a ton of exclusive content. We've got series like Future Film, looking at the future according to movies, a bunch of animation related shows as well. You can get access to these and dozens of other videos for just $5 a month. So if you like what we do and want to help make it happen, please consider supporting us, patreon.com/picksandportraits. With that plug out of the way, let's head back to the future. There was a time in my childhood when CGI was the future. This idea was not lost on those early computer animation pioneers, as when you look back on older CGI, even before my time, you see a lot of flying cars, spaceships, futuristic sci-fi cities. Granted, this is up for interpretation. A lot of these early CGI shorts are just a camera flying through shapes, really. Animation on its own has always taken a lot to produce, both in terms of the financial cost and also the time required to make it. Computer-generated animation was no different. We talked about this in our history of CGI, but the people responsible for these animations were also working with very limited technology. That's why so much early CGI was abstract. It was impossible to make a realistic person, so why not use the tech to express something else? Something new. Programs like the Mind's Eye, which is what you've been seeing here, were compilations or collections of these short pieces of computer animation stitched together. Very weird, very surreal stuff, usually paired with some kind of electronic music. They were a lot like music videos, or a series or a block of music videos, sometimes fading in and out of each other like a mix. Now, maybe I'm showing my age here, but to me, there will always be something futuristic about this aesthetic. For the most part, these were just that, an aesthetic or a vibe. Again, they were abstract with not much in the way of an explicit story, though they often explored ideas like space and humans' relationship with technology. Cyberspace, a virtual world you could jack into, cyber, virtual, these are staples of 1990s futurism. With the huge advancements in communication technologies like the internet, suddenly we were connecting with each other instantly all around the world at just the click of a button. If you wanted to, you could step outside yourself and assume an online persona, choose your identity, and these ideas, I think, at least inspired a lot of what you were going to be seeing. So yeah, we've got this great selection of early CGI features here. For the last little bit, you've been seeing stuff from Cyberscape, which was a lot like The Mind's Eye, only from one artist, Benny Tchaikovsky, with music by Peter Bernstein, who 70s or 80s kids may recognize from the made-for-TV Star Wars movie The Ewok Adventure, Caravan of Courage. There are also a lot of rave tracks, which complement the visuals well. This was released in 1997, but some of the animations that appeared here were also featured in The Mind's Eye a few years earlier, so it's safe to say that these were likely produced sometime in the early 90s. Cyberscape brings us to various virtual worlds with different kinds of futuristic designs. Some are pretty standard space stations, while others blend nature, water, trees in a more, I guess, spiritual way. It is an abstract film, or a series of abstract films with recurring themes, like consumerism, capitalism, this George Jetson-like treadmill here, with a person chasing money. TV sets as faces seem to be Tchaikovsky's gimmick. We see different variations on this idea. Also robots, which remind me a lot of the day the Earth stood still. Not much in the way of predictions to unpack here. Again, more of just a futuristic vibe, but there are plenty of metaphysical ideas at play here. What it means to be human, or not. Up next, we have Alex Orell's Freeware from 2001. Kind of a darker future, I guess, depending on your interpretation of Cyberscape. Freeware takes place in a cyberpunk dystopian corporatocracy, a world ran by Corp Technologies, a corporation that literally acquires countries. We are introduced to Maya, an AI program who is enslaved by Corp. Freeware is only 7 minutes long, but it manages to cram in quite a bit of story. Unlike what we've already looked at, there is a plot, which finds a group of outlaws attempting to rescue Maya from Corp. Standard cyberpunk stuff here, monolithic corporation, robot suits, some slightly altered vehicle designs. You can also download AI programs to your body. Very anime. Speaking of AI programs, the last piece I'd like to look at features a panel of them, the Turing test, also from 2001. This was created by Mark Sagar using LifeFX, which I believe was an algorithm programmed by Sagar, and is a very interesting experiment. It features 3 digital actors on a game show, Turing test, after the Turing test, a way of testing a machine's intelligence compared to that of a human. Here, framed like a game show, where if the contestants win, their social status will be upgraded to human. We have a virtual therapist, a chess program that beat a human chess master, and an algorithm that has been fed quotes from sci-fi movies. Really interesting idea here, especially for the time. These digital actors responded in real time to commands for their personalities and responses, so they were actually interacting with the host's questions. Considering how advanced algorithms are now, this is pretty quaint, but what it was looking towards, it was definitely ahead of its time. So, yeah, even if these don't explicitly take place in a specific year or future, I think given their aesthetics or philosophies, you can file these under CGI futures, along with the very smutty Dark Justice, which we have covered on the show before. If you haven't, I'd recommend going back and watching some of the other episodes. Plenty of interesting features there. I will post links to everything covered here today in the description. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and if you have the means, please consider supporting us. Again, patreon.com/pixelportraits. As always, thank you so much for your interest in this channel, and thanks for watching. See you in the future.